To find the inverse of a matrix, you first have to know if an inverse exists. So the first process is to find the determinant. If the determinant is equal to 0, there will be no inverse. All right. So in either of the examples here, that's not going to be the case, but what you need to be aware of is in order to find the inverse, your first step is going to be to find the determinant. If the determinant is equal to 0, there will not be an inverse. All right, so here are the steps to find the inverse. Ta-da! Find the determinant. Step 1. Step 2, you're going to swap inside the matrix, you're going to swap the A and the D. Remember, if you have a 2 by 2 matrix, this is what the matrix would be like. You're going to swap these two. You're just going to trade places. So now where A was is now a D, and where D was is now an A. All right, so find the determinant. So find the determinant. Multiply B by -1 and multiply C by -1. So we're going to change the sign of B and C. And then finally, you're going to multiply that new matrix. Look at A and D are swapped, and you're going to do the opposite to B and C. And then you're going to take whatever the determinant is, and you're going to put 1 over D, which is what I just did here. So you're going to find the determinant. Then you're going to put 1 over the determinant, and the original matrix, the D and the A, these two switch places, and then whatever the B is, you're going to multiply that by a -1, and whatever the C is, you're going to multiply that by -1. And then you're going to do scalar multiplication. Whatever this is right here, you're going to multiply it by each piece. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. So to find the determinant, remember it's A times D, so 7 times -3, and then you're going to subtract -7 times 9. All right, so 7 times -3 is -21. Subtract, well, -7 times 9 is -63. Subtract a negative is like adding a positive. So now we have D is equal to positive 42. Well, remember on the inverse, we're going to do 1 over. So for the inverse purposes, we're going to have 1 over 42. And then this original matrix, we're going to swap the A and the D values. So let me go ahead and... So 7 now goes down here. -3. Notice their signs didn't change. The values, -3 went up here, 7 went down here. And then, look at what this says. You're going to do the opposite to B and the opposite to C. So B is -7, so it becomes +7. 9 is +9, so it becomes -9. Boom, just like that. The very final last step, we're going to multiply 1 over 42 by each piece. And I'm going to make this a bit bigger. And I'm going to put the 4 spots. So 3 and 42, -3 and 42 cancel. They both have a 3 in common, so it will be -1/14. 3 goes into 42 14 times. 7 goes into 42 6 times, so that's going to be 1 over 6. 9 and -9 and 42 have a 3 in common, so that's going to be 3/14. And then 7 and 42, again, that is 1/6. So this new matrix right here is the inverse to that matrix right there. So -1/14, 1/6, -3/14, 1/6. All right, that's it for finding the inverse of a matrix.